What if you could look into the future and see if an employee could work out well in your company? This video is about employee assessments and how you could utilize them in your business to weed out the candidates that are not a fit and focus on the ones that are. What is an employee assessment? An employee assessment tests for 3 different areas of personality. It gives us personality traits, motivations and interests of that candidate, and abilities, which reveals to us their learning style and how we can best set them up for success in their role. There's 3 different types of reports that we have available to you today. There's a pre-hire assessment, a succession packet, and a top candidate assessment. Let's dive in on how to use the pre-hire assessment. You will only use it on potential candidates that apply for your company. This will give you information on what areas they're not a fit in for the position you're looking to hire them for, and it will structure interview questions that you can follow to help you identify if those areas they're able to work through. Let's discuss how to use succession reports. Succession report typically is used with existing employees to see what growth potential they have. You might have a great employee who is maybe struggling in their position, but they're a great person and you want to keep them and retain them as an employee. You just need to maybe place them in a different role. That is a great time to utilize the succession report to identify their strengths and see if there is a position you could move them to. Another way to use that is if you have a great candidate that you come across and you don't quite have an open position in the company yet, but you really want to figure out how to fit them in now because they're a great candidate, I would use succession report for that purpose to identify what do they have to offer me and how I can utilize them in my company today. And then I could potentially place them in the top fit position using the succession report. I would not recommend utilizing succession if you're in the process of focusing on one specific role of the hiring process. Let's discuss top candidate report. This is a great way to help you weed out the candidates that may not be a fit that are all fighting for the same role in your company. Let's just say you have a service manager role come open and you have 3 technicians that think they will make a great service manager for you. And the hardest part when you reach that point is you love them all and you don't want to lose any of them. Well, you can utilize the assessment as your tool to help you eliminate the candidate that would not be a fit, yet retain them as an employee. And then it would not be you making that decision, but the test showing the results of saying who would be most successful in that role. Then you can use that tool to help you explain to the employees maybe that were not selected or feel overlooked for the promotion and have a conversation with them that's more candid, open, and honest, and to show them where you can help them grow in your company. Now that we understand the different options that we have utilizing employee assessments, here are some of the benefits that you get from it. There is other ways that you can utilize it, such as identifying where employees might clash personalities. You might have 2 great employees, but they just can't seem to work well together. You can utilize that tool to help you identify what causes those clashes and then coach them through that. Also, the assessment is designed to be able to test across any position in the company, from ownership, leadership positions, all the way down to parts runners. So it doesn't matter what role you're hiring for, you always want to use that as your tool. This also helps you make the best hiring decision and place people in a position they're going to be most successful in your company and set them up for success long term. Although the assessment is an amazing tool to use in your hiring process, it is only 30% of your decision-making process. You still have to go through the proper interview. You still need to look at their work history. You still want to do reference checks to make sure that there's nothing that would be a red flag that would eliminate that candidate in the hiring process. When using employee assessments, data shows that companies that have switched from not assessing candidates prior to hiring to starting to use employee assessments in their hiring process have increased their hiring success from 50% good hires to 95% hire success. If you're currently not using employee assessments, it's not too late and don't get discouraged. We're here to assist you at Recruit for Business. Like us and subscribe to our videos if you like more HR tips and recruiting tips.